Hey guys, I am Sarah Chamberlain. I am a double diamond with It Works. If you are new, that means absolutely nothing to you. I've been with the company for 3 years, started as a customer. I was blown away by how the products immediately started just affecting my life. And I knew that God was telling me that it was time for me to share these and get paid to do it. So I became a distributor after my 3-month loyal customer agreement, my commitment to being a customer, and I have never looked back. And I just wanted to go over today what it is that we even do. Like there's so many times where people, they join the company, they are like a race car full of fuel without a map. And so they race around, they think they know what they're doing. Sometimes they're not going the right way. And then they end up lost and out of fuel, and they just had no idea what it was they were even supposed to be doing in the first place. So we have what we call the steps to success. I'm going to tell you what they are and how it is we do them. So I'm going to share my screen, and if you cannot see this, let me know. So whenever you become a distributor, let's just say everybody on this call is a distributor. And once you become a distributor, you get an account called your eSuite. That's what this is. Can everybody see that? Can you give me a thumbs up, Chloe? You can see it? Okay. So inside your eSuite, up here at the top, we have what's called the document library. If you go in here, you have printable documents, you have training documents, just all kinds of anything that you should ever need. So I go in here and I just type in the word steps. That's it, steps, because I know this is called the steps to success, and I would download it. Once it is downloaded, which I already have it pulled up, this is what's going to come up. This is our roadmap, okay? So every month we do these 3 things, and once we've completed those, we have completed the steps to success. So something that we just do, and we repeat it every single month. So the first step is get qualified. So when you become a distributor, I'm going to go back over here. When you become a distributor, you want to use the products. People want to see them work for you. They want you to be a product of the product. You don't have to do it right away. This is a journey, right? So a lot of people are like, well, I've never done this before, or I've never used any of the products. Well, why not share your journey along the way like I did? So I had been using the products as a customer for 3 months, but I was sharing my journey along the way. And that is what captivated people from the beginning. They were like, okay, if I had started with her 3 months ago, when she started her weight loss journey, look how far I could be. And so it just kind of got people interested in my life and me being able to tell my story. So you want to be a product of the product. That being said, in the orders, you would go in as a distributor and you would pick whatever products you want to use. We have coffee, we have, this is a metabolism booster, we have everything for weight control, we have an anti-aging line. Let me go right here. We have an anti-aging line, we have a skincare line, we just have a healthy lifestyle line, people who are on the go, people who work out, people who do the keto diet. This is where the keto coffee is. You do not have to be on the diet to do the coffee. That is a misconception, but it's designed so that if you are on the diet, you can use this coffee. There's manage my weight and boost my energy. So there's different categories, and you can pick from them. And you see this number at the bottom, it says 28 BV. Okay, BV stands for volume. Okay, that's the volume. Let's say that I bought this Confianza, which is an anti-stressor. So if you struggle with anxiety, this is the one that I highly recommend you try. This and the energy. The energy has B6 and B12 and boosts mood levels. So if you combined these two, 25 and 28 is what? 53? So 53 BV. You following me? So back over here on the steps to success, it says you want to run an 80 BV auto ship. So all you're doing is ordering 80 BV worth of product. Now, I do not order all of this at once. I have mine split up into 2 different shipments every month. That way, it's not like a stressor if you're one of those who only gets paid once a month, or if you get paid biweekly, it doesn't all have to come out. You don't have to buy stuff that you don't need out of that one paycheck. Because some people were like, oh my gosh, I can't do 80. And I'm like, what if you did 40 and 40? You know, for me, we drink the coffee every single day, and I have for 2 years. Every single day I drink the coffee. Even after I lost the weight, now I just use it for weight management. But then there's other things like stuff that my husband uses. So what we do is we just spread it out and we say, okay, it's going to add up to 40. I'm going to use the products, but it's also going to help me get paid. So go back over here. So whenever you run that ADBV auto ship, you are setting yourself up to be commission qualified. Now, if you are like, Sarah, I'm not going to run that ADBV auto ship, not immediately. This is what I'm going to tell you to do. Go out there and sell 150 BV in product. That also commission qualifies you, okay? But you can have that qualification set up at the very end of the month if you need to, or whenever your paychecks are, whatever, you know, whatever works for you. But you want to make sure that you either have the ADBV auto ship set up or you have that 150 in sales, okay? Next, you're going to gather customers. So we are not based on distributors. It doesn't matter how many distributors I sign. I am not getting paid on them unless I teach them how to get customers. And it's so easy to run. We call it ignorance on fire. And that's what I did. Like in the beginning, I was like, I love this stuff. I am just going to run. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying, which now we have our team has really good training in place. So you know exactly what to say, how to say it, when to say it. But we just want to teach you how to go and get customers. So every 2 customers you get as a distributor, you will earn a half price product through your product rewards. Now, I don't remember what all the products are, but I am pretty sure there's coffee. So you get a half price bag of coffee, a half price package of wraps, or a half price package of facials. That was hard to say, guys. Okay, so for every 2, again, going back, for every 2 customers, you get the half priced product. 2 more, same thing. 2 more, same thing. Now, here's what's cool. As a distributor, if let's say that I sign you up, okay, and you sign up your best friend, okay, so let's put we're going to put your best friend's name right here. Hold on, let me think of how I'm going to do this. You get 2 customers. Okay, so if your best friend now signs a customer and a customer, they are going to get the half-priced product. And you, just for getting them on your team, again, they have to have done number 1. They get their 2 customers. They're going to get their half-priced product. That's so hard to say. And you are going to get $50. It's called a fast start bonus. And it's saying, hey, good job for going and getting your new teammate going. Because again, we are customer based. So they have to go get customers. So when they get 2, you're going to be like, hey, your reward for getting 2 is you get a half price product, which is the same thing we got, right? Same thing we get. But your reward for teaching them to do that is $50. Well, do it again, you get another $50. Do it again, you get another $50. So you have a potential of earning $150 by signing a new teammate and just teaching them how to get customers, which is what we do anyway. So cool. But you only have 30 days to do it, and they have to be the ones that sign those people, okay? So like if you sign someone, you can't be like, hey, Sarah, can I help her? No, can't. Not anymore. You used to be able to, can't. Okay, so now we go Ruby. That is step number 3. Again, 3 steps to success. So going Ruby means that you partner with 3 people. You get 3 people to join your team, okay? And those 3 people, you teach them, you ready? Steps 1 and steps 2 and step 3. You want to help them get 3 customers, and those are 3 distributors. I'm sorry. You're going to want to help them get 3 distributors. And when you do that, you're going to teach those distributors how to help people get customers. And then from there, you're going to teach them how to get their own bonuses and sign their own people. So what we do is, guys, is we build rubies. That is it. And all we're doing is helping people who have this vision of freedom, right? That's usually why we join and do what we're doing. to do this. Okay, so then the next question is, okay, I get it. We have 3 steps to success. But how do I even make that happen? So here is where your pen and paper are going to come in handy. You ready? Does everybody have something to write with? You are going to want to do your non-negotiables. Now, if you ask different leaders across the company, most of them are going to have the exact same non-negotiables. Non-negotiables are something that you need to be doing every single day. Now, what in sales, what we do is simple, but you have to be willing to do it. So in sales, if you're like, hey, I'm going to take a week off, that week off is going to reflect in your paycheck. And whenever you're higher up in the company and you're making so much money, I mean, it doesn't matter what you take off, but sales, it's competitive, guys. So everybody's competing for someone else's money, right? I mean, that's the truth. That's what sales is. So non-negotiables. You have to take action, guys, okay? So the action steps is what we're going to call them. The first one is posting on social media, okay? It sounds simple, but people need to see you. And whenever they have a problem, like they're broke or they're like, I don't know what else to do from here. For me, my life, I needed so much energy. And the girl who I joined, my mentor, had so much energy in her posts, and she was a mom, and she was raising her kids from home, and she was doing everything I wanted to do. Now, everybody's story is different. My friend Chloe, she is not a mom. As a matter of fact, she's a cat. I have a dog. So her and I don't even relate on any of those levels, right? So she's not going to go and post stuff about being a mom or being a dog mom or being a twin mom.
I have a dog too.
Oh, do you?
She's right behind me. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the big white one, right? So anyway, we're not all going to have the same story. So you got to get comfortable with sharing your story, which we'll get to in a minute. And again, that is something we teach you. We teach you all of these steps, okay? Message. You have to be able to message people. So we'll just go on from there. You must message. You have to ask. We are professional askers. And on Facebook and Instagram, if you are working on one of the social media platforms, up at the top, you're going to have what's called My Story. You want to be sharing in that throughout the day. So I used to post on social media 3 times a day. And guys, it was very hard to do. It was very hard to keep up with 3 boys at home when I'm trying not to be on my phone in front of them. So doing 3 a day, like different seasons of my life are going to be different, right? But right now I am down to like 1 or 2 times a day, but I always post. I always post something that is going to help me help me either share my life, share my business, or share my products. I always post one of the 3 things, even if it's only once a day. But in my story, I can take quick videos and add them like literally with the push of a button and be done. And it's giving people a glimpse into my day throughout the day. I will get back to the next part in a second about my story. So you want to, step 4, so that was step 3, posting on social media, messaging, share it in your story, and then grow your network. So many people, guys, I graduated in a class of 12. 12, that was it. So to say that I had a small network was an understatement. I grew up in a town of 322 people. Like when people tell me I don't know enough people, it makes me want to laugh. I mean, I get it, but I'm not just going to throw you out to the 322 people that may kind of know you and tell you, hey, go and become a millionaire. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to teach you how to organically grow your network. So growing your networks, we are professional friend makers. And whenever I make a new friend, like when I tell you in just a second, I do not message them immediately. I'm not like, hey, you're going to be my friend because you are the one I'm coming after next. Like, it is not like that. I try to organically grow my friendships, and I'm going to teach you to do the same thing, or your mentor is going to teach you to do the same thing. And then that's what we do in network marketing. We market to our networks. But when you're growing your network, like I'm not going to walk up to a brand new person and be like, hey, you want to join my business? Not unless they've shown interest. Like not really what you do with a new friend, right? No, you want to build your relationship with them because people are going to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. And if you're a new friend, you're going to have to earn those things. So what I do is, again, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got 3 boys that I just truck all over the place. And I take them to Mother's Day Out. So I get to know all the moms in their classes. I take them to I'm in this women's, I don't really know what it's called. We call it Mom to Mom. There's like this women's group that meets up at the local church. I'm leadership in there. So I was able to add all of the people into my network from those groups. I've joined buy sell trade pages. When people comment on stuff that I like, or whenever they comment on my own stuff, sometimes I'll go add them. So I organically grow my friendships. Okay. I'm like, oh, hey, you checked in at that same coffee shop that I went to. So I'm going to grow those friendships. I'm going to make a note of where it was that connected us. And then I'm going to go message them later. And maybe I'm going to ask them like, hey, what was your favorite drink from that coffee shop I went to today? Because I saw that you checked in there. And so it's helping me. I mean, obviously it's something that I really want to know. I'm not just going to ask them questions to ask them questions, because I want this to be real. I want this to be authentic. I don't want this to be something that, like, if I just quit tomorrow, it would just be a check off my list. Like, this would impact people if I just quit, y'all. And so that's what I want for this. I want that to feel, y'all to feel like this, like what you're doing is making a difference. Step 5 is follow up. So people normally take 4 to 7 times for them to see something before they will actually take a look at it. Okay. So sometimes people are like I messaged someone today and I just said, hey, you messaged me about, I think it was becoming a teammate. And I said, hey, I think you messaged me, and I was just wondering if it was something you were still interested in, or do you want me to mark you off my list? And she was like, actually, I'm very interested. It's just, I don't get paid for another couple weeks. Some people are just embarrassed to say that. And she finally said that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense. I'm not going to keep bugging you. Let me know when you're ready, So following up with people, I mean, how many times do you pick up your phone and you have 18 text messages, or 14. I have 14 text messages that are unread. And sometimes I'll go in and I'll open one and I'm like, oh crap, my kids are crying. So let me put my phone down. And then I go back and I forget that I opened that message. That happens to other people too. Like, you're not the only one. And so whenever you're messaging people, also people are like, I don't want to bug you. Guys, I have 874 emails, 14 text messages, 12 missed calls, 21 social media notifications, and 12 we'll just call them other notifications. You are not bugging anybody. You are just a number on their screen, because if they haven't figured out the smartphone world by now and turned off those notifications, they are missing out. Like, they are doing this to themselves. So don't feel like you're ever bugging people whenever you're following up with them or when you're messaging them. They will get back to you whenever they can. And then if they don't get back to you and you follow up, sometimes they're like, oh, I just completely forgot. Or, hey, I meant to send that message and it didn't send. That's like my life. I type a message and then I forget to send it. So then engagement, like whenever you go on social media, you see people's pictures, right? And you're like scrolling, you kind of start reading what they wrote. And you're like, oh, I really like this post. And then you scroll past it. You didn't engage with them. You didn't talk to them. You didn't comment. You didn't, like, there was nothing about it that you just flat out didn't say anything. Well, Facebook recognizes that. Facebook recognizes, hey, she didn't care for that one. So guess what? Eventually I'm going to stop seeing that person because I just kept scrolling by them. So what you want to do is you want to, with the network that we're building, you want to take the time and engage with each person. Okay. You want to just comment. Like, sometimes I don't even read the post because, guys, I'm not a reader. Like, I don't like to read. I listen to audibles. I will listen to anything. I will watch videos, but if I have to sit there and read it, chances are my little ADD mind will just go somewhere else. And I'm like, I've just wasted all that time. So I'll look at the picture and I will say, oh my gosh, I love that top. And some people might be like, that is so off topic. Sarah, like, we weren't even talking about this. This is like a 4-year-old picture. I'm like, whatever. Like, that's what stopped me. Everybody's different. I'm a storyteller. I write and I love doing it, but I don't love reading everybody else's. And it's nothing personal. I just don't like to read. But if they have a cool, like, video or picture, I will stop and that's what I engage on. But then I go back to my network and I'm like, okay, here are the people that I want to work with. I'm going to go engage on their post and I'll go to their page. And if it's been posted within the last 5 days, I will comment and engage with it. So I call it interact. I'll interact with it. You don't just hit the like. Facebook doesn't reward you for likes. They reward you for going in and dropping something else. So I always love things. And then the last question is who? Who do we do all, who do we message? Who do we do any of this? Like who? I don't know what question I'm going for here. So we're going to go back over here to the steps to success, where we started. Who do you know that loves coffee? Message them. Say, hey, I have samples available. They're $20. If you'll give me your honest review and leave me and allow me to post something on your social media page, I'll knock it down to 15. It's your order. You can say it's 25 if you wanted to, but I think 15 is affordable. I bought the samples and I'm just distributing the samples and people are paying me for them. And so I tell everybody 15 if they'll let me post something on their page, because then it expands to their network. And all I say is, hey, I've got this coffee that helps you lose weight and increases your focus. Would you mind swapping it out for 3 days? It's $15 if you'll do this. If you're not interested in that, it's 20. And that's it. So I message people who want coffee, and then some of them are like, I don't want samples. I'll just buy it because if it works, I'm going to swap it out. And let me tell you, this company has been in business for like 18 years. If the products didn't work, we would have had to have changed our name years ago. Who do you know that loves tea? Because now we have a fat burning tea. Who do you know that wants to lose weight? And obviously you're not going to write people, even if you know they want to lose weight, and say, hey, are you interested in losing weight? Like, don't ever do that. What you do is you message people, and I don't discriminate, like whether you want to lose weight or not. I'm going to message you and say, hey, are you interested in reaching any health or wellness goals? That's it. I'm going to say something very simple. Who do you know that needs more energy? Who do you know that wants to work from their phone? Who wants better health? Who has a large circle of friends? People who own boutiques, people who sometimes own their own businesses, sometimes people who are just in leadership positions, people who, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people who know a lot of people, right? Who do you know that wants to pay off debt? And guys, this is my big one. I am on this journey right now of freedom. Like, I don't want a bigger house. I don't want a different car. I don't want all the things. I want to be out of debt. I want to not owe anybody. I want every single one of my paychecks to go into my bank. I don't want to ever have to worry about who, you know, if something happens to me or if something happens to my husband, do we have the money after all the bills are paid? Like, I don't want to think about that. You know, I want to be debt free and I want to take my team debt free. And that is such a passion of mine, because I grew up without money. I grew up watching my dad's paycheck go to bills, and I don't want to live that way. And I don't want my team to live that way. And whenever you join the company, you get 7 samples. Sell those for $15 each. I'm not good at math, so I call it head math. I have to do everything on a calculator or it comes off wrong. So 7 samples, $15 each is $105. Right now, it's only $69 to join this company. And you make minus 60, we'll just call it 70, minus 70. So you make $35 just for joining if you go and sell all those samples. And I literally just texted everybody on my phone. Like my warm network, my dad, my grandpa, my mom, my uncle, my aunt, my sister, my cousin, anybody that I was like, who would drink coffee? I did a post the other day on Facebook that said, if a donut, and it was like the donut emoji, if a donut equals 5 pounds, how many donuts would you need to lose to get to your ideal weight? Something along those lines. I had so much feedback. Guess what? I'm going to text every single one of those people. And I'm going to say, hey, would you be interested in being a 3-day product tester for me? Because I have these samples available. And they're going to say yes or no. It's like a waitress. She's going to come to your table and say, hey, do you want ketchup or mustard? I eat mayonnaise. I would say no to both of those. I mean, I eat mayonnaise on a hot dog, on a corn dog. I eat mayonnaise. So I would have said no. She didn't have what I wanted. But what if she came back and said, hey, all of a sudden, I've got what you want. Do you want it? I'd be like, yeah, I want that. So sometimes it's just in timing. You know what I mean? And I'm going to follow up with people who have said they wanted coffee in the past but didn't buy. And I'm going to say, hey, do you want to try this? So I teach you to not just reach out to new people, but people that you already know, like, hey, are you interested in doing this coffee thing for me? I just need a 3-day product tester. Just give me your feedback. And I have had so much feedback from that. And I love the cash from it. I love that I can make quick cash on top of the fast start bonuses that we talked about earlier. On top of the commission, I get to make cash. I have cash sitting in my Venmo. My boys went and got their haircuts the other day, and we're able to use that cash to pay for it. I didn't even have to think twice about it because it was already sitting in there because I sold samples of coffee. And the company does that. Like you go in and you buy credits. They're called credits. You buy credits, and out of those credits, you just send them out, and you charge what you want for your product. And they send it directly from there. So anyway, it's really neat and it's really easy. And these are, and we give you all of this. The company, let's go. So that's the steps to success. That's really all I wanted to talk to you guys about. But like the company, look at all of this training material. And then if you have the app, which I can't open because I can't share it from my phone, but there's an app and the app has training. And then whoever you join with, your mentor has training. So there's so much training available. Oh, look, right over here, Training Academy. I thought there used to be one, but I couldn't remember. But anyway, there's so much training and stuff available, but I think it's so important that everybody know the steps to success. You get qualified, you get your customers. Wait, hold on. Why is this not going? So sorry. Let's see if we can get this back up. But if you're a part of the company, I definitely recommend having this somewhere. Maybe write it down, print it out. Okay, it's not working. Are you on the internet? I'm not. Oh my goodness, it's because it's late. So anyway, those were the steps to success. Let me see if it's pulled up. See, can y'all see this? Can y'all see the non-negotiable thing that I have up? No. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can share that. New share. Okay, so over here I have an iPhone, and in my iPhone we have a notepad. So if you don't have an iPhone, you don't have a notepad. But if you're an iPhone, you have the notepad. And in here I created my own little folder called Weapons. Guys, for me, and most of you know me, I love Jesus. And for David, his weapon was a sling and a stone, right? Moses had a staff. And I feel like I'm supposed to be just sharing God's word and inspiring people and bringing people hope. And so I call my phone my weapon, right? Because that's where I work from. And I even have my screensaver, or not my screensaver, this isn't the early 2000s. My wallpaper says, "This phone is your weapon." And so it's just a reminder. So anyway, I have in my notepads that these are my weapons. And look, I have my non-negotiables in there. This doesn't show that they're in order, but they're actually in order on my phone. But it has exactly what I do. And so this is how I train my team. I tell them, okay, go get organized. You need to know where your non-negotiables are. And if you have questions about them, you can go in and read what the non-negotiables are. Okay, so if there's any question, they're right there. If you have any questions about the products, if you're on my team, and I think all of you are, we have information about all the products and what I would say to people in these conversations, because we literally will have the same conversation over and over and over again. And so I just tell people, like, get used to having that same conversation. It's okay to have that same conversation over and over and over again, you know? That's what we do. It's like a rinse and repeat process. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to stay on. I'm going to stop the recording. And then if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and we can talk about it.